Hello, my name is the ArtificialDragon. I hope you're having a wonderful 2021 today. I believe this is the first ever video that I'm ever recording in my new apartment right now. Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, isn't it? I've already been here for like 3 months, almost 3 months, and I have not recorded a single video in this new apartment. This isn't going to be your normal ass vlog or anything like that, as you could tell from the title of the video already. This is going to be more about a discussion video. It was an idea that I had for a little while. Shout out to my co-worker Gavin. When he gave out the actual discussion since we were talking about it during our work together. It's always a lot of fun, and if the title hasn't given it away already, this is a discussion about movie theaters and how they're slowly becoming obsolete. Think of it as the next movie rental store, if you will. Ever since the shitstorm, this thing called the coronavirus happened like a little over a year ago, everybody has been isolating themselves, making sure that they don't get in contact with everybody. A lot of people lost their jobs, all that fun stuff. People just want to find ways to entertain themselves without going to movie theaters or picking up a DVD or buying one because there's no rental stores nowadays. And that's where a lot of streaming services such as Disney Plus, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Netflix, several of bajillion streaming services that I can't think of at the top of my head, have become a lot more relevant in the highlight of 2020. And we're going to discuss how movie theaters are slowly becoming obsolete. So ever since the start of a coronavirus clusterfuck, a lot of people found that Disney Plus and all these other streaming services are really convenient. All you have to do is just download it, pay a subscription of like $7.99 a month, and you have a wide access to all movies, TV shows, and what have you that you could immediately watch on this one platform. And originally I bought Disney Plus back in 2019 because The Mandalorian was a Disney Plus exclusive. And of course on Disney Plus you can watch Marvel movies, many Disney movies, old and new, TV shows like America's Funniest Home Videos or Dr. Phil or anything from Nat Geo and Star Wars, which is obviously the main reason why I picked up Disney Plus was to watch the exclusive shit, such as the final season of the Clone Wars. I can understand the appeal of streaming services, especially nowadays with the coronavirus still being relevant and all that shit. It's convenient. Why did I say that? It's convenient, it's affordable, and you can watch all the TV shows and movies from your mobile device, your computer, or even your Roku TV over there. I own a Roku TV, by the way. But there are, and with the relevance of streaming services going up, the discussion is that movie theaters, since it's just a bunch of people being crammed up in one spot, it's slowly becoming less relevant because, well, social distancing, get away from me. Yeah. But point is, movie theaters are slowly becoming irrelevant because it's social distancing, and why do I have to pay $16 to watch this new movie that's coming out that's probably gonna suck ass? It's much more convenient and affordable to pay $7 a month so I could watch a shit ton of movies. Now granted, for the new movies that are being released on these streaming services, you have to pay extra premium to watch them on the streaming services, but it's still a lot more affordable than paying $16 per person, and If you're going alone, that's probably not that big of a deal. But if you're going with several other people, that's $16 times free. That's a huge chunk of change. That's like $40 for free per people. And on top of that, you have to buy popcorn, drinks, and all that stuff. When you're at home, you got your drinks and food right there. I'm gonna go through different categories. We're going with the pros and the cons. The pros of streaming services and the cons with streaming services and all this fun stuff. So we'll go with the pros first. Streaming services are really convenient. You could essentially watch them anywhere on your computer, on your TV, on your mobile device, what have you. You could watch them whatever the fuck you want. On your lunch break, you could pull out your phone and watch it, or even when you're doing homework, you could just play in the background while you're doing stuff. You have a wide variety to choose from. As I said before, you got America's Funniest Home Videos, you got The Muppet Show, you got some of the new Marvel movies, you can watch Endgame on your mobile phone. So it's really, really convenient, and you can watch it by yourself, or if you want to share that experience, you can watch it with your loved ones or your friends, get your groupie together in your house. And it's relatively cheap, $7 a month. In the short term, it's really cheap, $7 a month, and if $7 for 5 months, that's $35 for 5 months, and that's really nice, and you have everything to choose from. And streaming services are becoming really, really popular because a lot of film companies are seeing the advantages behind it. They make a lot more money while having everything at your disposal, because subscriptions and everybody wanting to go out less and less and stay in the safety of their homes and have a nice large TV to enjoy by themselves. And streaming services, I get it. It's a lot more convenient. You can watch whatever you want. You don't have to worry about going out the door unless you're picking up food from Uber Drive or whatever fun delivery service is. It has a lot of advantages compared to a movie theater, where you'd pay $16 per person, and on top of that you have to pay for food and shit. And even then, you would still be paying like at least $20 to go to the theaters, assuming that you are going alone. But if you're bringing additional people with you and you're paying for all of them, that's like $40, $50 if you're also paying for snacks as well. If you're that one person who is willing to pay for everything, then yeah, $50. But it's always good to have the people pay for themselves, unless you're that kind of guy who is really nice and has a lot of pocket change. But anyway, streaming services are really convenient, okay? And in an age where everything is confined to your home and you have your digital video sharing service like Zoom, Discord, or Skype or whatever, you could just go on and share your video, or the video that you're watching on Disney Plus or whatever. Watch the newest episode of The Mandalorian and watch it with your friends on the video service. And it's a lot more convenient, and depending on where in the world your friends are, you could align your schedule up and just watch it from there, and they have their own snacks, and you don't have to pay for picking them up or any of that shit. You just, boop, video services. Yeah, it is really, really extra convenient and a lot safer for a lot of people. If you're that kind of germaphobe kind of person who just says, ew, get away from me, you're going to give me the virus, shoo, shoo, shoo. But anyway, so those are the pros. Now let's go directly to the cons. Now I know I promoted the streaming services as affordable and convenient, but let me put this in perspective for you. Disney Plus, as I mentioned before, you pay $7.99 a month. Now I may have said $7 before, but whatever. $7.99 a month, and you keep it for an entire year, which is 12 months. And in total, for 1 year of Disney Plus, you would be paying a total of, I'm not good with math, so bear with me here, $240 for an entire year. That's my guesstimation. I could be wrong. I'll put the the actual calculations somewhere in this video. But $240 a month for, not a month, for an entire year, that is a good chunk of change. Now that may not seem like much for a lot of people, like, $240 for 1 year, no biggie, I can afford that. Well, this is the thing with subscription services, and honestly, any subscription service that companies use, like, could go suck a dick, because it's short term, it's not really useful in the long run. Like, for example, I have Sony Vegas. It's my video editing program that I use for all of my videos on my channel. I've already paid it. It was like $200, $300 to just keep it. Now there's a thing, like, I could upgrade to the newest edition, and even then, you only have to pay like $100-ish to get the upgraded version, and you just keep it. But for other companies like Adobe, who have like Premiere, Photoshop, Audition, and many others, their subscription services is like $15 a month. But were it up to me, I would just keep the subscription for one of the programs, like Photoshop. I use a lot of Photoshop and sometimes Premiere because I currently go to college for independent filmmaking, and Premiere is the standard. If I use any other program, like, I don't know about that, that's not the upstanding standard of the filming industry. Premiere is the shit, the one that people use for filming and shit. Yes, I'm kind of forced to do Premiere, and sometimes I use it. It's a very good program, but I'm the kind of person who wants to stick with what they know, and that's why I use Sony Vegas a lot. It's the program that I'm familiar with the most, and the one that I use the most. Premiere I might use here and there, but I'd much rather, if I had to choose, I'd much rather do Premiere. Not Premiere, Vegas, than Premiere. Subscription services can suck a dick, because if you decide, I want to cancel its subscription because it's eating my finances and whatever, and it's not really good in the long term. When you cancel that subscription, you lose everything. You don't get to keep certain programs or movies or whatever. It's just gone. And I prefer to pay for everything right off the bat and keep it, because, well, I don't have to cancel everything because it's there. I can still have it. Another example I could throw. Okay. I am a huge movie collector, so I apologize. I have the entire box set of The Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone. I bought it at a local video store for like $60. Okay? And I could just play. It's one of the greatest sci-fi TV series of all time. I highly recommend people watch this series. It's a nice little collector's item and a piece of cinema history. But if I don't know what streaming service has The Twilight Zone, Paramount Plus or some shit. I pay $6 a month for that and watch The Twilight Zone. And if I do decide to cancel the subscription, I can't keep any of the TV shows or movies. But with this, $60, and I get to keep it for life, unless it just gets consumed in a fire or something, which is very unlikely to happen. I'd much rather like to keep something and play it whenever I want, instead of depending on a streaming service that could probably cancel when I don't have enough money, or the Wi-Fi goes out, or the company decides to discontinue it for whatever reason. I get to keep the nice little collector's item right here, and I could just, I could just put it in via DVD and just watch it whenever I want. Basically, DVDs are convenient when you don't have Wi-Fi or don't want to take out the money for streaming services. I'm very old-fashioned, I will admit. I love movies and I love collecting them. Like, man, I'm a huge Godzilla fan, okay? And I love paying money for the fancy shit. Like, I have this Mothra steelbook right here. It looks really gorgeous and pretty. And it's a nice little collector's item, I will admit. Just look at that. Look at that. It looks so cool. It looks very nice and elegant right there. There's that nice cover art right there. Very, very fearsome back in the 1950s and 60s. You don't really get that with streaming services. You just go in, play the movie, and that's it. Whereas DVDs, you have a nice physical copy. Like, here's one of Gojira. It's a 2-set disc collection with a Japanese and US version. I love collecting movies. And for all of you former Rooster Teeth fans in Red vs. Blue, I have this entire collection of seasons 1 through 10 of Red vs. Blue, and I could just watch them whenever I want, and additional behind the scenes stuff like director's commentary or behind the scenes stuff like how it was made, the script process. Now, this may seem irrelevant for a lot of normal everyday people who just want to watch it for entertainment, but as a filmmaker myself, I love that bonus content that you could just watch. I'm not sure if streaming services have that sort of thing. I know The Mandalorian has this special spin-off series where they talk about behind the scenes stuff and all that, but streaming services will never compete with the energy, the pure energy, and the what's the word I'm looking for? The connectivity of a community as a movie theater does. The only reason I got into filmmaking when I was younger is because I was able to connect with my dad by watching movies with him at home and going to the movie theaters. Like, let me show you. I'm gonna do a Make It Rain. Those are all the tickets that I keep from all the movies I've ever watched with my dad, my friends, and whatever the fuck. I should have not done Making It Rain. Now I have to gather up all this shit. Okay. Now, you might be wondering why I keep all these tickets. It's the same way, like, why do you keep signatures or DVDs or whatever. It's a memorabilia to go back to the good old days when I watched these movies. There's Max Fury, Fury Rage, back in 2015. It even has the date on it. Let me see another one. There's 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is a surprisingly good movie. I highly recommend you watch it. Sometimes it's good and the bad. There's Spider-Man Far From Home. I think I watched this at least 2 or 3 times. Let's see. There's Sherlock Holmes by Robert Downey Jr. Yes, I know, he plays roles other than Iron Man and Tony Stark, I know. And there's Rogue One, Star Wars back in 2016, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I have those. I even have one from Captain Marvel, bleh. Suicide Squad, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Doctor Strange, Norm of the North, horrible movie, but I still have it. Terminator Genesis, also a horrible movie, and so on and so forth. I wish I could there's so much tickets to go through, but it just reminds me of the movies that I went out and watched with my dad or friends. Like, okay. As I mentioned before, I really love Godzilla. And when the 2014 movie came out, I think I watched it like 2 to 3 separate times. That's how much I love that movie. And Isaac, tickets are a memorabilia. There's additional tickets that I missed. Spider-Man Far From Home, again. Oblivion, that's a good movie. Movie version of Assassin's Creed, bleh. A Good Day to Die Hard. Look, going through all these brief tickets was a nice little dip into the past, just to remind me, oh yeah, I watched that movie. And let me share some of my experiences at the movie theaters. When the 2014 Godzilla movie came out, it was a huge deal for me because Godzilla has not been on the big screen outside of Japan since like 2000, and that was with Godzilla 2000 Millennium. And obviously I was a weeny beady kid back then, and I wouldn't have been able to see it on the big screen. But 2014 came around, and finally getting the big G on the big screen with surround sound and eating popcorn and experiencing it with a bunch of other people. Like, for example, there's this particular scene where the main antagonist monster of the Muto is about to kill the main character, but before they do that, in the background, Godzilla's tail waves up in the air, and one of his spikes starts glowing, and then the next one, and then the next one, just and so forth, so on and so forth, and slowly goes up his back, and we're all like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? And then he lets loose his atomic breath and like, this is definitely Godzilla, not that 1998 bullshit. Obviously, I wouldn't have seen 1998 Godzilla because I would have been 3 to 4 years old at the time, and I didn't develop an interest in Godzilla until later. But that's beside the point. Another experience I could share with you guys. Avengers Endgame. Okay? It was the biggest movie of the year at the time. And this was like 2 days after it came out. Obviously, we didn't see the premiere. I went out to see it with my dad and my girlfriend. The movie theater was just packed. It was just packed with people. And it was an amazing time. Like, over 2 hours of superhero action. Captain America lives up Mjolnir, proving that he's worthy. All the deceased superheroes that were killed by Thanos' snap from a previous movie coming together, teaming up to fight against Thanos and his army, and there are laser beams, people flying around, taking down giant floating monsters and shit, orbital bombardments and all of that fun stuff, and then Tony Stark sacrifices himself at the end. It was a really fun time. Everybody was cheering, everybody were being sad and shit. It was just it was a really fun time. And this may seem irrelevant. Hello, Lopez. I know what you might be asking. Why are you telling us this? What makes these stories of crowded theaters, that sounds really dangerous and all that? This is relevant. Streaming services, while they are convenient and they're affordable, all this fun stuff, they just won't compare. Sure, you may have a couple friends over and watch a movie in the safety of your own home, but they won't exactly compare to the energy, to the excitement that movie theaters would have. You won't exactly be in the comfort of your own home and see fucking Captain America lift up Mjolnir and be like, that's pretty cool. That's what it's like. It's very contained. Just in the exact living situation. But at a movie theater, when Captain America lifts up Mjolnir, everybody's like, holy shit, yeah! Everybody is just bombastic and excited and having a good time. It's less subdued and contained. Movie theaters allow a sort of connectedness and share the energy of everybody just going to this one movie, having a good time, and cheering out, and sharing this energy. Everybody's excited for all this superhero action and all that fun stuff. That's why I absolutely love going to the movie theaters, so I could share my experiences and love for this one movie with a bunch of other people. Granted, one other person or going out on a date, but it's mostly to have a good time eating popcorn and expecting for the next good thing to come. And that's what I really, really love about movie theaters. And this is kind of what I want to end the video with. Okay? You can't exactly say, movie theaters are gonna die out, and streaming services, Disney Plus, are gonna be the next hot shit. That's gonna make us a lot of money. Yes, this is indeed true. But you can't exactly replicate the energy, the bombacity that a movie theaters will ever recreate with streaming services, because obviously you can't, well, sure you can if you're rich enough, have a giant ass projector, but you won't have a giant ass screen with surround sound and comfy ass chairs watching Mandalorian or something like that. And unless you have a lot of money and have a bunch of people come to see, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw James Bond out there, for example, the old James Bonds, and that's a lot of fucking chairs, and not all of them are gonna be nice and comfortable. You're gonna get one of those shitty stick chairs. But I get it. Streaming services are very convenient from the comfort of your own home, and you could eat your own food, but it won't replicate the energy that a movie theater has. And I talked to a friend about this. Movie theaters are so ingrained in our pop culture that it's very unlikely that they're going to go quietly into the night anytime soon. Like opera houses, they may seem obsolete and irrelevant now, since we could listen to shit via MP3 players and whatever, but people still go to them. People still dress up. All the high class people still go to opera houses and shit, and they're still around today, making a lot of money with all these performances and all that stuff. The actors and actresses that make a living with reenacting and singing opera, whatever. Also, movie theaters are sort of akin to watching football or going to a WWE match. Sure, you could watch it from TV, but it doesn't exactly compare to actually being there and sharing this energy with thousands of people, hundreds or thousands of people. It's an experience, and it's the money. You might be thinking, it's so expensive, $14, bleh. But is the $14 worth it? Fuck yeah. I'm also gonna share this one story with my girlfriend and her grandfather. Back in the day, he went out with her grandmother for this little movie called It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. It's a really great movie. I highly recommend you watch it. And this is kind of back in the day where movie theaters are a new-ish kind of thing. And of course, they dressed up. He's got like a jacket and a little tie and whatever. Very fancy, whereas nowadays you could just wear whatever the fuck you want, like PJs or something like that. But while watching It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, everybody in the movie theater were just laughing their asses off. And by the end of it, my girlfriend's grandfather was pissing himself because he was laughing so hard. I'm not sure you would be able to, I know it sounds horrible and now that I say it out loud, but you'll never be able to recreate that from the comfort of your own home. You're like, haha, yeah, that's so funny. I got my bathroom right there. I could just change out of my brown pants anytime I want to. I'll be right back. And that's kind of all I have to say. For any of you that are interested in the same topic as me, I would love to have a discussion with you guys in the comments down below. And for any of you new viewers that have came across this video and haven't heard my channel before, I would really appreciate if you guys could go ahead and support me, tell the algorithm, and give a like to the video, tell the algorithm that, hey, this is a good ass channel, and I hope to make more content. I've been busy with work and college and all that, but I really hope to do YouTube kind of full time. I'm not sure if this would be my career, but I really love engaging in these discussion videos. And I hope you guys enjoyed this different sort of video that I have to offer. And hopefully I'll get back to doing Let's Plays. I still got to make a new desktop, custom desktop, and get all the parts for it for higher quality videos. I hope that I could be consistent with the quality of videos that I have to offer. Hopefully I'll get to a vlog video sometime soon, and I can't wait to see Godzilla vs. Kong. I might do a discussion video about that later. But anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. Be sure to check more videos that I've done. And be sure to give your support to the ArtificialDragon. I might have other platforms that you could reach out to me on, but I have numerous other social media platforms down in the description. And I hope you're having a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, fly with me, fellow dragons. Until next time.